In this video, we'll be using key features of a graph like the vertex, x-intercepts, and direction of opening to draw graphs of quadratics. So we're going to go through a couple examples where we identify a bunch of key features of an equation, of a function, and then we're going to sketch the graph of it. So let's start with example A. So I'm looking at this equation, f of x equals x squared minus 3x minus 4. First thing I'm going to do is recognize that this is in standard form. Now if I have standard form, then I'm going to identify my A, my B, and my C. My A is 1, my B is -3, my C is -4. My direction of opening is an easy one. Since my A is positive, the parabola is going to open up. Now I need to find my zeros. So remember, our zeros are like our x-intercepts, and the way we solve those is the way we find our zeros is we take our equation and we set it equal to 0. And there's several different ways that we can solve this equation. We could try to factor it for one, or we could use the quadratic formula. So I'm going to do a practice using the quadratic formula so we can see and remember what that looks like. I'm going to have x equals -b, so 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. All of that is over 2 times my a value. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and simplify, and this simplifying might be too fast for you, so you might need to put a few extra steps in here. But once I simplify the square root, I'm going to get 9 plus 16, so it's going to be square root of 25 over 2. Okay, and then I can take the square root of 25 and rewrite that as 5 because the square root of 25 is 5. Okay. Once I get to this point, I'm going to split this up into two different expressions. I'm going to have x equals 3 plus 5 over 2, and then x equals 3 minus 5 over 2. So I'm just taking the positive and the negative version of this, and then I'm going to simplify both. So I get 8 over 2, which is equal to 4, then -2 over 2, which is equal to -1. So my two zeros are x equals 4 and x equals -1. Since both of these numbers are real, these are both going to be x-intercepts. So I'm going to have an x-intercept at 4, 0 and at -1, 0. Okay. Now I need to find my y-intercept. So I'm going to go ahead and switch colors so that I can do some work over here. Remember, to find a y-intercept, all I do is take my original equation and plug 0 in for all the x's. So I get 0 squared minus 3 times 0 minus 4. These two zeros are just going to cancel out. I'm just going to look with -4, which means that my y-intercept, is going to be 0, -4. Okay. All right, my last two key features that I'm going to look at are axis of symmetry and vertex. And I'm going to need some more space for this, so I'm just going to come down and work out the vertex down here beneath the graph. So let me just start by rewriting this equation so that we have it, and then I will go ahead and zoom in for us. So if you remember, when I have an equation in standard form like this, the way that I find the vertex is I find the x value of the vertex first. And I do that by doing -b over 2 times a, which in this case is going to be 3 over 2 times 1. Okay. So the x value of my vertex is 3/2 or 1.5. You can think about that either way. Okay. Now I need to find the y value of my vertex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I am going to plug in the x value of my vertex to my equation. And then I'm just going to simplify this expression. So 3/2 squared, if you remember when you're squaring a fraction, you square the numerator and you square the denominator. So I'm going to have 9 fourths minus 9 halves minus 4. In order to add all of those together, I need to get a common denominator. So I'm going to change everything to fourths. I'm going to multiply the fraction 9/2 by 2 on the top and the bottom to get 18 over 4. And then I'm going to make this last 4 in a fraction. I'm going to multiply the top and the bottom by 4. And if you use decimals, then you're probably just using your calculator and you're just getting some decimal answers, which is also fine. So 9 fourths minus 18 fourths minus 16 fourths. 9 minus 18 is negative 9. Negative 9 minus 16 is negative 25 over 4. Okay. If you did this in your calculator, then hopefully you got negative 6.25. So that lovely fraction or decimal is going to be the y value of my vertex. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll out a little bit, and I am going to write the coordinate pair of my vertex. I'm going to go ahead and choose to use the decimal versions. I think sometimes those ones are easier for us to graph. So my vertex is 1.5, negative 6.25. And then my axis of symmetry, remember, is always just x equals 1, well, x equals whatever the x value of my vertex is. Okay. So, took a lot of work, but I did find all of these key features of my graph. So now it's time to translate those into actual graph in the picture. Before I do, I just wanted to come back and put a couple stars next to some of these key features that are really easy to find. So for example, it's really easy to tell what form my quadratic is in. We can tell pretty quickly just by looking at what A, B, and C are. We can also tell the direction of opening really fast just by looking at A. Now the zeros, the x-intercept, the vertex, and the axis of symmetry took some work. However, the y-intercept was pretty easy because the y-intercept is always just whatever your C value is. Okay. So if I'm in standard form, it's really easy to find the form, the A, B, and C, the direction of opening, and the y-intercept. All right, let's go ahead and start graphing. Okay. Remember, when we're graphing, we want to have at least the vertex and then at least 4 other points, 2 on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and start filling in the table a little bit down here. And as I do, I'm going to graph the points. So I know my vertex is 1.5, negative 6.25. And then let's go ahead and put in my x-intercepts. I've got an x-intercept at negative 1, 0, and at 4, 0. And then I also have a y-intercept at 0, negative 4. And then I'll need to fill in one more point. So let's go ahead and graph this. So my vertex is going to be at 1.5, negative 6.25. And since we're dealing with fractions, you're kind of going to have a point that's not necessarily sitting on a crosshair, like the crosshairs of the grid. I also have a point at 4, 0. And at, oh, I just realized that I put my vertex in the wrong spot. Sorry, I put it at negative 1.5. 1.5, negative 6.25. Then I have my x-intercept at 4, 0, another one at negative 1, 0, and then I have my y-intercept at 0, negative 4. So I can pretty confidently graph the left side of my graph. I just need to fill in one more point on the right side of my graph. So one thing you can do is you can use the pattern that we know, or you're also welcome to just plug in a random x value. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm just going to plug in an x value for this. I'm going to choose 3. So what happens when I plug in 3 to my equation? I'm going to go ahead and plug 3 into my original function. 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. And then I have minus 4. 9 minus 9 minus 4 is just negative 4. So when I plugged in 3, I got negative 4. Which means that I have a point over here at 3, 4. So now since I have my vertex and 2 points on either side of my graph, I can go ahead and sketch a graph of this quadratic function. Now notice that I didn't actually use the pattern that we talked about for graphing quadratics here, because I had enough extra points just by knowing what the intercepts were and what the vertex was. So use the pattern. But sometimes you have enough points just by finding all the intercepts that you won't need to. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and at least start example B. So let me switch colors just so we can keep these two problems separate. So this equation is in vertex form. Okay. So my A is the number in front of the parentheses, so it's -2. My H is the value that I'm subtracting from the X. And then my K is the number that I'm adding on at the end. So in this case, A, H, and K are all negative. My parabola is going to be opening down because my A value is negative. Now my zeros. To find my zeros, I need to come and solve this equation. So I'm going to come down here, set the equation equal to 0, and then just start solving it. So first I'm going to add 2 to both sides. To get 2 equals -2 times x plus 3 squared. I'm going to divide both sides by -2. So I'm going to get -1 equals x plus 3 squared. So I'm going to come up here and finish this problem. So -1 equals x plus 3 squared. Then I'll go ahead and take the square root of both sides of my equation. So the right side is just going to turn into x plus 3, which is super nice for us. The left side is going to turn into I. So the square root of -1, remember, is always equal to I. And don't forget that you need to have the positive and the negative. And the final step to getting x by itself is to subtract 3 from both sides. So -3 plus or minus I is equal to x. Okay. So those are my two zeros. I have x equals -3 plus I, and x equals -3 minus I. Okay. So when it comes to x-intercepts, since both my zeros are imaginary, I'm not going to have any x-intercepts. Okay. My y-intercept, I'm going to zoom out again. I'm going to come down and do it at the bottom. I need to plug in 0 for all of my x's and then solve. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and simplify this expression. I'm going to have -2 times 3 squared minus 2. So that's going to be -18 minus 2, so -20. So my y-intercept is -20. It's kind of a big y-intercept. So I'm going to write it as an ordered pair, 0, -20. Okay, all I have left is the vertex and the axis of symmetry. Now, when we're in vertex form, the vertex is easy to find. I'm just going to look at the h and the k values. So my vertex is the h value and the k value. So -3, -2. And then my axis of symmetry is just x equals and the x coordinate of my vertex. All right, time to go ahead and translate this onto the graph. So I'm going to first put down my vertex. Okay, and then I know that I have a y-intercept at 0, -20. So because my x-intercepts are, that we don't have any, I only have 2 points that I know at this point. So I'll plot what I know. I know I have a vertex at -3, -2. And then I have a y-intercept at 0, 20. Okay, so let's go ahead and use our pattern for graphing quadratics to finish this one off. So since my a is negative, I'm going to be going down. And since the a was -2, I'm going to be doubling all the vertical distances. So to get 1 point, I'm going to go over 1 and down 2. So I end up at the point -2, -4. To get a point on the left side of the equation, I'm going to go over 1 and down 2. So I end up at the point -4, -2. And then I just need one more point on the left side of my equation. So I'm going to start back at the vertex and go over 2 and go down 8. Now normally I would go down 4, but since the a is 2, I'm going to double that distance.